All right, YouTube family, I brought back the beautiful, the badass Jenna. All right, in today's video, we are going to show you guys how to build a secondary stream of income where you can make $10,000 a month working from home. So you know how I like it. Short, sweet, straight to the point. So I'm going to hand it over to Jenna, and she's going to show you exactly how it's done. Take it over, Jenna.
All right. Well, good to hang out with everybody on a Friday. I'm pretty excited today. It's my son's seventh birthday today.
Oh, wait, is it his birthday today?
Today, he's 7.
Hey, tell him happy birthday because
you see him right here in that picture.
Today is also Lon's. Today's also the boss' birthday.
Oh, tell her happy birthday. Happy
Will do. So so Jenna, so you know, people always say, what do you get a girl or what do you get someone that has everything? And this morning, well, yesterday, I said, well, you know, get them more of what they like. So you know what Lon likes? Cash.
There you go.
Lon like cash. So I got her some cash, Jenna. And then she told me this morning, she's like, Khang, I want you to deposit all the cash back. And guess what she wants me to do with it?
What?
She wants me to buy Ethereum. She wants me to buy ETH.
There you go.
Yep. So I'm gonna do a video on that because I told Lon that ETH is gonna go up to, you know, between 5 to 10,000. So if she's buying right now, it's at like 2,100. I mean, she bought ETH when it was she dropped 35,000 when we're in Vietnam, and I got her into it. So she bought some ETH, and at that time, I think she paid pretty high, Jenna. It was like $3,800. So I said, Lon, if you buy it at $3,800, why wouldn't you buy it at $21? So now she's going to drop another $10,000 on it.
Oh, I thought whenever you said you got her more of what she likes, I thought you were going to say you wrapped yourself up in a bow or something. She'd be like, oh, this is exactly what I wanted.
Oh, Jenna, I wish. I mean, with that, Jenna, I'll be sleeping in the if that was her birthday gift, I would be sleeping in the doghouse tonight. It's like guaranteed.
No way.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right. Let's get to business.
All right. And that's the joke. Jenna, take it over. Let's show the people how to create a second stream of income, guys, all from home. So for those of you who's seeking for a second stream of income that you can make some extra cash, we're talking about $10,000 a month. And this is something you guys can do on a side, right? Part-time or full-time. It's up to you. And Jenna is going to show you how it's done.
Okay. Is there so everybody can comment, right? Is that how it is?
Yep.
You have it. People can comment.
Yep.
So if you guys are working full time in something else, give me I guess put it like a 1 in the chat. If you can put like a 1, like if you're working full time in something that's not real estate. And if you're working full time in real estate, give me a 2 in the chat, or the comment section or however it works, just so I can get a feel of what everybody is doing on the side. We have one person, a lot of 1s, a good bit of 1s here while you guys. So 1 if you're full-time in something that's not real estate, and 2 if you're full-time in real estate. All right, so a lot of 1s. Now how many, I mean, I guess probably if you want, give me a 3 in the chat if you want to be full-time in real estate and say heck with your current.
Hold on a second, Jenna. I mean, dude, you guys, this is bullshit. And let me tell you why, Jenna. I went on live. I went on live yesterday, and I begged them. I begged them to like talk to me. And one person, Jenna, one person is the one who actually typed back. And now here you are, getting people responding back. This guys, come on, man.
That's because they're trying to get out of their job. That's like they're like, they probably don't want their boss to see what's going on here. We won't tell your boss if you put a 3 in the chat there. All right. So a lot of you, okay. So I just wanted to get a feel. So it's pretty much what I expected. I was assuming that you guys were full-time in something else, hopefully wanting to be full-time. And you don't have to be full-time in real estate all the time. Like that's the whole purpose of today's conversation. Like whether you're full-time in something else, whether you want to just do real estate part-time, just to have like a side hustle. To me, like I felt like, you know, real estate used to be something that I would do 100% full-time. Like I went to school, actually, believe it or not, I don't even know if you know this, Khang. I went to school for radiology. So my background is in the medical field. So I did medical sales for 7 years, but I didn't wake up every day with this like conviction of like, yes, I get to do this every day. Like I hated it. Like I traveled 9 states. I mean, I did great. I mean, that's what, whenever I was married, that's what my husband did. And we both did great, but it wasn't what I had the passion for. It was always real estate. It was always like, I'd always see all these things on TV, or I'd always say like, I want to do that. And so whether you want to do it full time, whether you want to do it kind of as a side hustle or part-time, we have to figure out, how do we turn that switch on? Like, how do we hit the like real estate button, and how do we turn it on? And like, if you said in the beginning of this year, like new year, new year, new me, like this is going to be the year I'm going to do it. I've been saying I'm going to do it all these years and I never do it. You know, you have to make the commitment to starting. Like you have to figure out, what are we going to do? And we're going to talk a little bit about a software that's going to be it's going to help you get jump started on everything. But really, it's the equivalent of a gym membership. And what I mean by that is you have to put in the time. You have to work. You have to be able to be committed to actually doing something different. Like if we want something different in our life, then we have to do something different. Like we can't just sit there and say, I want to be doing real estate. And then you go to work full time, you come home, you're exhausted, you lay on the couch, you watch Netflix, you drink some beers, and then you don't do anything. And then we wonder why we're in the same place, in the same boat, the same next year later, just further ahead in debt, just because of the economy going up. And if we're not doing anything again to change that, we have to figure out, okay, enough is enough. Like now is the opportunity for me to be able to do something. And my biggest problem, whenever I always loved real estate, is that I knew nobody that did it. Like 12 years ago when I got into it, like first off, I was super sheltered growing up, everybody. Like I went to 13 years of private school. I didn't even have like email till I went to college. So I'm like the equivalent of your grandma. Okay. Like just kind of keep that in your mind. Okay. And then, you know, so I didn't really do social media. I don't even know if YouTube was a thing 12 years ago. Like I didn't have the ability to just search anything. I didn't know anybody that flipped houses in my area. And so I had an opportunity to start to educate myself, and it like blew me out of the water. Like I had no idea what I didn't know, but some of the things that I did know is that it was difficult for me in the beginning because I didn't have a software like this. Like for me to try to find leads, I had to go and get out a sign stapler and nail signs to telephone poles and, you know, door knock and, you know, drive for dollars and like all these old school ways, like mainly because I was, you know, at that time living at my parents' house, fresh out of a divorce and broke, like, you know, so at that moment, like I didn't have an opportunity to just put a ton of money into things. And if that sounds, I mean, I know that that's going to hit hard for some of you. Like the thing is that you don't like where you're at. Maybe. Okay. I don't want to stereotype everybody, but you may not like where you're at. You know that you want to do something different, but sometimes you're like, first off, I don't know how to do something different. And secondly, I don't have the money to do something different. So it's like, it's almost like gambling. It's like, well, how do I know if I put all my money on black, how do I know that like it's going to hit? And sometimes we don't. But the thing is the best thing to bet on is going to be yourself. Like you can put all your money on one thing, but if you put it on yourself, then you know what you're capable of doing. If you don't feel comfortable putting that money on yourself, then that kind of should tell you that maybe you need to be more accountable to yourself. And so what we're getting at here, guys, is that you have an opportunity to do something different if you want something different. And you have an opportunity to learn how to do it different. And you have the opportunity to learn from somebody who's going to be able to help you, somebody like Khang, somebody who has paved the way. Like Khang, like whenever you first got into real estate, would you consider yourself have to have been very super successful and a millionaire when you on your first day of real estate? Or do you think, or were you probably pinching pennies?
You know what, Jenna, to be honest with you, so Lon actually got me into real estate. I didn't even, you know, I mean, real estate never even come across my mind. I thought my whole entire life, Jenna, was working at a JOB. At the time, I was making $30,000 a year. All right. After working there for about 8 years, I finally hit 30K a year. And I thought my whole entire life, Jenna, was work at the JOB, go home on the weekend. I play video games. I don't like to go out. I don't like to talk to people. I don't like to meet people. And I thought, you know, and then on Saturday and Sunday, I would beg Lon to let me go to my parents' house, and we would sit there and we'll play poker all weekend. And I thought that that was my life all the way until I was 65, just like my parents, retire with a 401k, Social Security, and just work for somebody. And Lon's the one who has a different game plan, and she's the one who pushes me to go into real estate. Now, when we got into real estate, Jenna, I think I just want to be completely honest, right? I could have told you guys the false story, but I want to keep it real. So Lon and I, when we were 18, obviously we were debt broke, living in a shed behind a mobile home park. When we were 20, Lon actually took over and bought over the kiosk in the mall selling hair extension. So for those of you, if you go in the mall, you know that, there's kiosks and people would sell you stuff, right? So she was working for this Korean guy, Jenna, and he was selling hair extension. And Lon was the best one there and yada, yada. The guy trying to grow too fast, too quick. So he's like, hey, call Lon, do you want to buy it over? And at that time, he wanted $20,000 for the kiosk. Lon and I only got $15,000 saved up. And we still live in a shed behind a mobile home park. I want you guys to understand this. The goal is that Lon wants to save that money to buy a house so we can escape, so she can take her mom out of that trailer park. So Lon's like, well, I only have $15,000. So she's willing to risk like everything. She took everything that we had saved, Jenna, and gave the guy 15 G's. Now our bank was at zero, and the guy loaned us $5,000 on a handshake. So he's like, okay, no problem. I'll take the 15K now. You give me the 5,000 in X amount of time. And literally, Lon and I, all we did was just work, eat, and sleep. And we want to pay the guy back as soon as possible. Within 30 days, we pay the guy back. But long story short, Jenna, when we got into real estate, I got into real estate at the age of 27. At that time, on mall, that kiosk, probably making us $200,000, $300,000 a year. But we were working all the time. We were like a bird trapped in a cage. So Lon's like, hey, I want to seek something that don't require me to be here all the time and working all the time. And that's when, and also too, is the mall was trying to kick us out. So there was a lot of drama going on. And Lon's like, I don't want to build another business on someone else's land. And that's why she doesn't like, the whole Amazon drop shipping and private label, because you're building your business on someone else's land. You can wake up tomorrow and Amazon can shut down your account because somebody reports you, right? So she's like, I don't want that. I want to build a business that I can control. And that's how we got into real estate. So when we got into real estate, I started out as a fix and flipper, Jenna, which means we actually buy, fix, and flip property. So we took our house and we put it up for collateral, and I did a line of credit. I got a line of credit on my house, and I used that money to fund my fix and flip. And I did that for 4.5 years. And I almost went bankrupt because I suck at fix and flip. And I can tell you guys, it's one of the worst business to get in, right? One of the worst. And then I discovered wholesaling. And then that's how I got myself out of the whole, dude, would have lost everything.
So it's safe to say that you struggled in the beginning, right?
I did.
It's safe to say that you probably didn't have a whole lot of money for marketing, did you? In the beginning, probably not.
When I was started out in real estate, no.
Yeah.
I actually had the cash.
So you had the cash to do marketing?
Yeah. Like Jenna, we had the cash. We even I even paid my mentor 25 G's, right? And this is 12 plus years ago. So 25,000 is almost like 50,000 today.
Yeah.
And so, but here's the thing I want you guys to understand. This is why preparation meets opportunity. So I want you guys to understand this, because most of you be like, well, Khang, I don't have the cash. Well, dude, that's because Lon and I sucked up for like 10 years living in we live in a shed behind a mobile home park for 5 years. We save every single dollar. And Lon and I was just working at I was working at a regular job. That's why, to me, Jenna, I don't believe people who said, Khang, I'm broke, I don't have money. It's because you're a spender, bro. You're out there, you're spending every dollar that you make. So it wasn't like I just got into real estate and I have all this money. Because Lon and I was so disciplined. When Lon and I were making $250,000 a year, right, running that kiosk in the mall, Jenna, I was still driving a 1997 Honda Accord with over 200,000 miles on it. And some of you right now, some people I know that makes $100,000 a year and go buy a $70,000 car. Like, how does that even make sense? See, and that's why you don't have any money to invest into opportunity, like to kickstart your real estate business or any business that you want to get in. So to me, Jenna, stop making excuses of, oh, because you got this, because you got, no shit, dude. It wasn't given to me. Like, I grind and I save up every dollars, and then the opportunity present, and that's how I got the money to get in to the game. But Law and I, nobody gave us $1. Nobody. So that, Jenna, I just want people to understand that.
Yeah. So when it comes to getting into something, guys, obviously you have to put in something to get something out of it. And so I wanted to hear a little bit about your entry into real estate. Because I think a lot of people think, okay, you see somebody like Khang, somebody who's successful now. You don't see him 12 or 13 years ago when he's grinding and he's out there and he's trying to figure things out. A lot of times people think like, I want to get into real estate, but I'm never going to be somebody like that. You don't have to be somebody as a business as large or an empire as large as his. What if you just want to flip or wholesale one deal a month or 3 deals a year, or just enough to offset something, like just enough to take the edge off, like just enough to take the stress of, I don't know how we're going to make it next month, like that part off, like the scary part. And like what I'm going to show you guys, like obviously we're going to get into the software. We're here to talk about the software. We talk about the software every 2 weeks. And sometimes like we don't really go off topic, like kind of how we are now all the time. And sometimes I feel like that the story behind it is really important, just to kind of show you guys that Khang is real, that he is somebody like you, that he started out maybe even worse off than where you guys are in your business. Like, yeah, he may have had some money saved to get into real estate, but he probably didn't. You may not have heard the story about when when I first met you and you were telling about like how you were so poor that you were eating like frog legs. Like I'm like, that is like, just like, that's like mind blowing to me. Like people don't know how humble and how real you are. Like people see you in your like fancy car and your amazing life, and they just think like, oh, it must have been nice to have it handed to them. Like people don't know how hard you work to get here. And the thing that is like, not like, he doesn't have to do these videos. Like he does these videos because it's like somebody had reached their hand out to him whenever he was trying to learn and said, here, let me teach you, show you, let me make it easy for you so you don't have to make the mistakes that I made along the way. Yeah, he learned a lot. Yeah, he made mistakes, which is why he's here today. But this is what he's doing, is he's saying like, I'm taking all the things that I learn and I'm sharing it with you guys because I care, because I want to be able to give back. And so what he has done is he has helped create a software to be able to make things easy for you, to be able to say, you know what, you don't know how to do this. Let me show you what to look for. You don't know how to analyze these things. Let me build a tool to be able to help you guys analyze them. You don't know how to liquidate your properties. Let me show you how to do that. Yeah, he's not going to be there at your house to like hit the snooze button on your alarm clock to say, yeah, it's time to get up. Here's the time you got to do things. Like he's not going to show up and make the phone calls for you, but he's going to basically be there with the list. I mean, he's paying for you guys to be able to have these people's phone numbers. So not only is he providing you with the list, he's giving you the people's contact information for you to be able to reach out to. It's like the power is in your hands. And it just comes down to, who do you want to be when you grow up? Like, who is it that you want to be? And I'll show you guys the software. The thing is that there's different times, like, you know, we make videos and we'll be like, you know, here's how to make $10,000 in a certain amount of time, or make $100,000 a year. We have these like different topics. But like, really, if we have how to make $10,000 a month, really, I mean, that is an amazing topic. But really, like, the best thing that I would say is how to invest less than $1,000 in the next quarter to be able to transform your life is really like, and it may even be like half of that, maybe $600 or even less than that. Like if you spend a bunch of money on like stupid stuff, like you said, like, you know, a $70,000 car, or like, if you're like, oh, I got to get these new shoes. Like, I don't get the whole thing about shoes or clothes. Like, I mean, like I think this is like American Eagle t-shirt, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, not like that. But like some people, they'll spend everything that they have, their whole paycheck. They'll look and see what their account is so they can see if they can go buy this, but they won't take $500 or $600 in the next 3 months and invest it in something that would transform their life, because first off, it's a gamble. It's a risk. It's not something they're going to see the immediate results, but they don't have a belief in themselves. And like, and the thing, like, really, if I could hope that anybody takes anything away from today, is that how possible it is to have success, because you're somebody right here that has done amazing things in the amount of time that you've done them. And if you can do these things coming to a country where you don't even know the language, and everybody else has all these other opportunities and a software that you never even had, I never even had access to. I mean, really, sometimes I feel like, are we making it too easy? Like, are we like,
We are.
sometimes with my kids, I think that, like, am I giving you guys too much? Is that why, like my daughter, she's a teenager, and I'm like, is that why you're a brat sometimes? Is it because I'm doing too much for you?
Hey, Jenna. So, okay. So Jenna's going to go in and show you guys the move that you need to make, okay, to create a second stream of income. But Jenna, I am thinking about, I'm thinking about starting a podcast, Jenna, where we do Money Talk Bullshit Walk, right?
What was it? Money Talk what?
Money Talk Bullshit Walk.
Oh, okay.
And I would love
like
to.
that.
Hey, Jenna, think about it. Maybe you can be my co-host.
I would do that. I'd said last year, like, my 2024 goal was to do a podcast, and I just never did it because I didn't know how to do it. Like, I kept wanting to, and I didn't have the time, and I made excuses. So, I mean, and at least I can admit that. You know what I mean?
Hey, I admit that, Jenna, because I did talk about this with Sam back in like 2024, so at the family mastermind, and I say, dude, like once a week, like, I just want to bring on real people with real business, right? And then real talk. Like, ask them, hey, so what do you do? How much do you make? Right? What's your revenue? What's your net? And how can someone build the exact same business? Right? So that's something that I enjoy talking about. And it's just like maybe other topic as well. So anyways, Jenna, I'll let you take over.
All right, let's get back to business. All right. Yeah. So hopefully you guys can see how cool Khang is. That he came that he how hard he's worked to be here. But guys, this is our software. If real estate is going to be the vehicle that you're going to use to make an extra $10,000 a month, like, first off, the thought of $10,000 a month, some of you may be like, yeah, that'd be a nice little extra, a little extra bump. Some of you guys, like, where you can go and, like, buy yourself something, go get, go on a trip or something like that. Some of you guys, like, that may transform your life. Like, some of you, that may get you out of your current job. The thing is that the thing that I may say would be negative about real estate is that, first off, it could be not as consistent as a full-time job, because sometimes you almost get used to or addicted to that constant paycheck. So sometimes the ebbs and flows of real estate can sometimes be a little intimidating. However, if you're doing this stuff on a consistent basis, you're an assembly line. A deal may fall through here and there, but if you have multiple deals that are in the works, one falls through, you just focus your time on something else, on another one of your projects. But the main thing, guys, is that we have to figure out, where do we start? Like, we talked about where you are. We can talk about if we want real estate to be where we become and we want to do the wholesaling. The thing is, we have to figure out that middle piece. We have to figure out how do I do it? And the first part of it is going to be generating leads. For us to be able to wholesale something, we have to be able to figure out, what are we wholesaling? And we have to have leads that are going to come in so that we can generate them, and so that we can analyze them, so we can put them under contract, and then that way we can wholesale them. Now, when we're going to come in here, we need to have a data source. I know a lot of you guys are busy. I know a lot of you are working full time. I understand a lot of Americans are pinching pennies. I understand economy's up. I understand that people aren't getting paid enough for what they do, and things are so expensive, and things at the grocery store have doubled since before COVID. Like, I get it. Like, we're all humans and we all see all this stuff happening. So how do we beat the system? Like, how do we figure out another way so that we are not constantly getting up every day so that we can go to work, so that we can come home and be miserable and rinse and repeat, and all of a sudden you wake up and it's been 10 years and you've been doing the same thing for 10 years. So how do we figure out, how do we shake all that up? And it's going to be real estate. Is it going to be super easy? Not all the time. Is it going to be something that's going to be a challenge? Yeah. But the thing that I'm going to have you guys take away from today is that if you're going to do this, I highly ask you to commit 3 months to it, a minimum of 3 months to it. And we may sit and say, oh my gosh, like I thought I'm going to be a wholesaler and I thought I was going to make $10,000 tomorrow. And I thought I was going to quit my job by next Monday. Okay. If you guys want anything in life, we have to work for it. And can you make that kind of money quick? Yeah, absolutely. But we also, like, if we're going to build a house, I'm not going to start with the roof. I'm going to start with a foundation, and I want it to be solid, and I want it to be strong, and I want to make sure I have knowledge on what I'm doing. So if we're going to do anything, we're going to talk about the software. We're going to talk about how you get it. But the main takeaway is that if you guys get it and you commit to doing it, that you commit to 3 months, a minimum of 3 months. And the reason I say that is because by the time you get a month into it, you may say, you know what? I didn't get a wholesale deal. This is hard. I quit. I don't want to do this anymore. And I don't want to pay this fee. If you quit at that point, first off, you're just like all the rest of the other people. And to me, like if somebody were to tell me, you know what, you're just like everybody else, that would be a punch in the face to me, because I know I'm not like everybody else. And you're probably not like everybody else because you're sitting here watching this, whereas most other people aren't. They're sitting there probably watching TikToks and watching like dogs jump in pools of water. So you're different than everybody else. But when we get into this, like everybody else is going to quit when it gets hard. Like it's going to get hard. There's going to be times where you're going to be trying to figure things out, but you have an amazing coach. You have a topic like wholesaling that's not super difficult. The difficult thing is just finding motivated sellers and getting them to sell at the right price, which we have this tool that not a lot of investors, other people have. So you can come in here, you can go into property leads and you can say, okay, magical system that you're giving me nationwide data. Show me all the different motivated sellers in my particular area so that I can reach out to them. Now you may say, well, I don't have a lot of extra money to pay to, market to these people. That's fine. That's why Khang came in here and he's taking care of all of your skip tracing. So you have the ability to get all these people's contact information at $0 to you as long as you have the software. So when I say 3 months, it's because the first month you're revving up because, you'll probably have days where you dip your toe in it and then you jump back and you dip your toe in, you jump back, then you start to get a system. You start putting in the time. You're going to be investing the time, the effort. If you invest in more marketing dollars, by the second month, if you haven't closed a deal yet, that's where people are going to quit because they haven't seen the results. And it's like when you decide to do a diet and you go to the gym and you give up all your favorite stuff and you look in the mirror or you get on the scale and it hasn't changed much, it's going to be easy to be like, heck with that. Enjoy all the things that I want. Why would I give all that up so that I could like gain 2 pounds? Well, the thing is you don't realize like the 7 pounds of fat you lost and the 9 pounds or 7 pounds of muscle that you gain, or however that would all work out. I wasn't paying attention what numbers I even said. So the thing is that there's a lot of things that are happening below the surface that you don't realize. You're getting better, you're getting stronger, you're having conversations, you're learning how to pull comps, you're learning how to negotiate with sellers, you're learning how to get contracts together, you're learning about closing companies, you're learning about earnest money deposits and liens and this and that and insurance and you're going to be having so many words coming at you that you're going to be like learning a whole new language. And if you're going to learn a new language, would you just give yourself 30 days to learn it? Or would you at least give yourself fully submerged in it for 90 days and commit to that? So if we talk about how you're going to get it, well, you can talk about how you're going to get it, but really what you're going to do then, once you guys get this software, is we have to start. We have to go in here and we have to commit to ourselves, whether it just like start out something small. Like just say to yourself, I'm going to commit 1 hour a day. Like if you can do 1 hour a day during the week, so like 5 hours a week, like that's a minimum to invest in a new business, especially, but in any business, like even if it's like somebody who has an established business, like, hey, you only spend 5 hours a week on that. How's that going? Like, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's a good starting point. So understand you're going to get out of it what you put into it. If you can put in 10 hours, you're going to get twice the results. If you put in 20, you're going to get, how many times the results. Like it's only going to make sense. But in the beginning, if you can say to yourself, I'm going to commit 1 hour a day in the evening to my real estate business. And what that means is I'm going to come into my system. I'm going to select my geographic area. So wherever you are, if you're in Phoenix, if you're in, Tampa, if you're in Cleveland, wherever you're at, you have nationwide access. You can search your whole state, the county, the city. You can do it by just one address if you want. And then we're in this area and we say, all right, how do we figure out what a motivated seller looks like? What are their characteristics? What are the ways that I can basically take a person and kind of profile them and say, you know what, they may be in a situation that they may need to sell their property. Now, whoever you search for here, we've talked about like all these different, I like to call them recipes, different combinations of different types of filters that we can put together to really just on a silver platter spit out the most type of a motivated seller that appeals to you. You may be somebody that likes targeting people that own their properties free and clear because maybe you like to try to negotiate owner financing. You may be somebody that likes targeting actively listed properties because you're really good at negotiating and you like waiting them out and whatever you may be. You may be somebody that says, I like going after people that have delinquent taxes because I tend to see that they're the most motivated. Or I like targeting people that don't live in the property because it's easier to buy them and it's a quicker turnaround and they're less emotionally connected to it. Or somebody else may say, I like vacant properties because it's easy and it's because they're not generating income. And I know it's nothing but a burden to that seller. There's limitless possibilities. Like you can come in here and you can combine them if you have that version of the software. You can pick one at a time. We can leverage artificial intelligence to be able to help us just really like just weed through them. It's like basically where we have an entire list of people and we say to the system, show me the ones that actually are most likely wanting to sell. And that's what our AI is able to do. So we can come in here and build out our AI list. We can combine it with all of our different types of lead types. But really the ultimate goal is to have a list of people that we feel are motivated. So if we come in here, we may say, all right, system, let's talk about AI, so we can come in. I don't think I have AI turned on in this territory. Let me pick a different area. I think I have it in. Let's see if it's in this zip code here. Let's see if I have my AI on in this zip code. Okay. So whenever you get your AI, we have it based on zip codes. So if you have it, if you have, one zip code, if you have a county, it all depends on what version of the software you have, but we have it based on zip codes. And this is one of the zip codes that I have turned on in my area. But you'll see in the bottom of all these different properties, there's these 3 different color-coded numbers. And these are our AI score. This is how likely we predict in the next 90-day time frame that these properties are going to sell, which is another reason why I recommend waiting 90 days. Whenever you guys get into this, especially for targeting AI, give it a real shot. Like if you're taking these properties and then we say to you, we're predicting that they're going to sell in the next 90 days, then wait 90 days and listen to us and trust the system and prove us wrong. Like prove us wrong with it. Because like if we come in here and let's say, anything above a 500 score is going to be worth targeting. Like the wholesale score is how likely are these properties going to sell in the next 90 days at a below market value discounted wholesale kind of price. The bulk of you guys on this call are wholesalers. So let's target this number. We can get fancy and talk about all the ways that we would target these other ones. But we do so every like about once a month, we do like just a get together where I educate you guys on just some deeper diving of those of you who are already part of the software, which is going to be next Friday. I think it's going to be, 3:00 or something Eastern time. But we can get into, a lot of the fancy conversations. But if we're just talking about what's the quickest way for me to dive headfirst into this, let's target the wholesale score. And the size of the list is where you stop. If this list is too big, then that's fine. Let's go higher. Let's just skip the chase. Let's go to 900 and above. And now I have a list that went from however many thousands of people down to 848 people. Now this list may still be big for you. Like you may say, look, I can't target 800 and something people. I'm working full time. I only have an hour a week, a day that I'm going to devote to this. It's going to take me forever to call all these people. That's fine. Make it smaller. Like come in here and say, okay, just show me the ones that are absentee owners. So somebody who owns a property that they're not personally living in, that's either vacant or a rental property that has a 900 score or higher. So we're at 540. You can stop there if you want. Like you can go smaller. You can keep adding things if you only want single families, if you only want 3-bedroom, 2 baths, whatever it is that you want. Like stop wherever it is that you want. But we're going to have however many people on this list. And as a company, we do our own look back analysis with the AI, because it's one thing to tell you about the AI. Like it's one thing to say it's so amazing, it does all these great things, but it doesn't really matter. We need stats. Like we have to be able to show data on AI. And as a company, every quarter, we do our own look back analysis where we pull our own data. We wait 90 days. We cross-reference what we predicted versus what actually sold. And on a list that's scored of a 900 and higher, which is exactly what this is, 900 score and higher, we are accurate 17.1% of the time at predicting properties that actually sell. It could be higher, it could be smaller, but our average is 17.1%. So that means if you have a list as small as 100 people, you may say, oh, this list is tiny. There's only 100 people in my area that have that score. That means that 17 or 18 of them are most likely going to sell in the next 90 days. Whether they sell to you is up to you, is what I'm getting at. You have the ability, guys, to have a software solution that gives you the entirety of all the people in your local market that have the highest propensity to sell. You have artificial intelligence technology that is able to take 40 years worth of real estate sales information, every property since the 1980s until now, taking billions of data points, analyzing it with a genetic algorithm that was custom designed by somebody who used to work at NASA, is who built this software with Khang. And we're taking that information and looking at all the current people today and looking at trends and correlations and similarities. And we're basically saying this person right here looks exactly like these 500 people in the past that when they were in the exact same financial situation, they ended up selling because they had no choice. So it only makes sense that if we can understand the behaviors of people of the past, then we can predict the behaviors of people of the future, which is what AI is doing. And then you could take this list, guys, like you could basically say, you know what? I want to call Charles. If you click on this, we can come in here. We can obviously see that some of these numbers are do not call, but not all of them. So he's going to have more than just one number right here. But we have his email, if that's something, if you're able in your area to send an email to somebody like that. But of course, we're obviously in the do not call era. But, we have this other person here that has an email that we could potentially reach out to. But all these people here, like normally, if you were to skip trace them, you're going to get people that, may or may not be on a do not call list here. Like, let's see here if we can see here. We have, okay, so one of his numbers. And then, he may have other numbers. So if we save him into our database, he may have some additional phone numbers that we can use. But for those people who are not on the do not call list, you guys have the opportunity to reach out to them. And before, you wouldn't know that that person was on a do not call list until you spent the money to skip trace them. Now you don't even have to spend the money to find it out, and you don't even have to spend the money to be able to skip trace it because it's already taken care of for you. So how would you guys go about doing this? All you do is go into your software. All that you do is put in your geographic location. If you don't even want to fool with all these different types of lead types, dive in straight first. If you're like, look, I don't know anything about I don't know what an absentee owner is. I don't know what pre-foreclosure stuff. I don't know anything. All I know is that I want to wholesale properties. All that I know is that I want to make an extra 10K a month because I'm tired of being where I'm at. Then we have to start to do something. Like I said, are there going to be days where you're not getting a sale today or tomorrow? Maybe. But we have to be able to come in here and be able to learn enough so that we can keep pushing forward. And so when you come in, we're just going to say, give me all the properties that have a score of 600, 700, 800, depending on your market. Like you may have an area where it's a tiny little country town and you may only get 100 people that come in here. Or, you may have to stop at 700, and that's okay because it's the best of the best in your market. It's all based on you and your market. But then we're just going to reach out to them. We can take this list, we can export them, you can direct mail them again, if you want to do something like that. But the main thing is it's like fishing, guys. Like if you're going to go fishing and you're going to take your pole and you're going to leave it in the back of the truck and you're just going to go out there and sit on a rock and be upset that you're not catching fish, then it's 100% chance of not catching a fish. But if you go out there and you figure it out, you keep casting and you figure out, this bait works a little bit better. It's better if I fish at 7 o'clock at night. It's better if I do this. It's better if it's not raining. It's better. Like, you're going to learn what works and what doesn't. You're going to learn what to say on the phone. Like, when we call these people, it doesn't have to be this big fancy script. Like, have bullet points. Like, when I call somebody, I usually just say, hey, is Charles available? And Charles is going to be like, yeah, who's this? And I'll say, hey, Charles, my name is Jenna Hoover, and my family and I are looking to purchase a property in your neighborhood in the next 60 days or so, and we're the next 30 days. And I did some research and I found some different properties that I was interested in. And I know it's totally random for me to reach out to you. I found your number online, but I just figured, what, I'm never going to know if I never call and ask you, but do you have any interest in selling your property anytime soon? And just be quiet and see what they say. A lot of them are going to say, no, take my number off your list. How did you know? But the thing is, when we call these people, the things that they're thinking of, who are you? What do you want? And how did you get my information? And if you can be totally calm and real, like, I didn't say anything fancy. I just said my name and, or my team and I are looking to purchase a property in the next 30 days in your market or in your area, in your neighborhood. Like, think of like what a normal person would say to a normal person. My family and I are looking to purchase a property in your neighborhood in the next month. And I found your property and it's pretty ideal for what we're looking for. And I found your number online, and I know I'm calling you out of the blue, but I just wanted to see, do you have any interest in selling or receiving an offer anytime soon? And the thing is we're contacting people that we know that need us. Like, they may say no. But it's going to be no for now, but it's not going to be no forever, because if somebody's delinquent on their taxes or in pre-foreclosure and they can't get out of it, it's a waiting game. It's either the bank takes it or you sell it to me. You have a couple choices, it's either the bank's going to take it or you sell it to somebody, and why not sell it to the person, who's reaching out to you? So, when we look at these people, again, it's nothing like super, super serious. I mean, it's going to take us some effort. It's going to take us some time, to be able to reach out to them. But that's really all that it is, guys. Like, you come into your software, you come into your leads area, you're just going to go in here and you're going to select your geographic area. So if you say, Jacksonville is one of my favorite markets. So if you say Jacksonville, Florida, or wherever it may be, and then you can build out your list this way, or you can dive right into your artificial intelligence or put in your territory and then find your people. And like I said, it's just a game of fishing. It's just casting out your lines. And they say that on average about every 25 to 30 offers you get accepted. So what if people start saying yes to you? Like, sometimes the thing is like, we all will sit and say like, oh, I just don't have any good leads, or I don't have any of this. Sometimes like we have to pause for a second and think about, is that really what's holding us back? Is it really that you don't have the leads? Like, yeah, that you may not have the leads, but why are you not getting the leads? And it's usually like we're blocking ourselves in the beginning because maybe you're afraid that you don't have the financing. Maybe you're afraid that like you don't have the end buyer. So you're like, I don't even want to do any marketing because I don't want to promise these people that I can buy their house. And then I don't know who to wholesale it to. And to show you guys, like, obviously we've thought about that kind of stuff. Like, that's the stuff that we put in here, is because, like, let's say you find a deal here in Jacksonville, Florida. Like, let's say you found something, you found like 5 people that said they want to sell it. Well, then you just come in here and you just say, show me all the cash buyers in my market that bought a property. Let me just zoom down here. That bought a property within the last, let's say, year, that were a business owner. So basically, show me all the LLCs or S corps or some sort of business entities that bought a property in cash within the last year timeframe, and see how big your list is. If 1,800, like that's a big list. So, we can come in here, we can say, actually just give me the last 6 months or the last 3 months or the last month, like whatever it may be. Like, pick a size that's going to be tangible enough. Like, if you're going to sit and say, oh, I don't have my cash buyer. I don't have a buyer's list yet. Yes, you do. It's right here in your system. You're just not looking for it. And you may say, well, I don't know how to reach out to them. Oh, you don't? Okay. All that you're going to do is you're going to click on this, like this one. We can't call that person, but we can email some of them. Like, I mean, and this is just one of their numbers. Like, we're going to potentially get more than one number, But if you're like, well, I don't know how to, I don't know how to have a conversation with them. I mean, okay, we can just call Brian, who's part of this like LLC here, like Property Holdings. Do we think that they're probably a real estate person? Probably. That's a good guess. They bought a property in cash. They bought it in wherever it was here, however they got it. And all that I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out and I'm going to say, hey, is Brian available? And Brian's going to be like, yeah, who's this? And I'm going to say, hey, Brian, my name is Jenna Hoover. I'm a fellow investor in the area. I'm doing a ton of marketing and advertising, and I'm getting access to a lot of off-market deals. And I saw you bought that one over on West Ashley Street about a couple months ago. And I'm getting some different types of leads for those kind of deals. Are you looking for more things? Oh, okay, perfect. Exactly what are you looking for? So I can bring it to you first and foremost. Okay, jot it down. Great. Awesome. Here's my information. Let me grab yours and let's work together. Okay, that's one person that I know is a definite. And let's call the next one. And then the next one. And you may say, you know what, like, I'd rather do that first. Like, go ahead, be a reverse wholesaler. That's really like, there's wholesaling, which is you get your lead and then you find your buyer, or you can do reverse wholesaling, which is you find your buyer by doing exactly this first. And then you start marketing based on their territory. Because what if Brian says, you know what, like, I really like, this other zip code in Jacksonville. Okay, that's fine. I'll just move my AI territory over there. If I know I have a serious cash buyer who's buying 3 properties a month, I'm going to do everything I can to do the marketing to be able to cater to his every need.
Wait,
like, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Jenna. Someone said you guys don't see anything. I mean, we added to the like. I mean, I can see it.
Yeah, it's right there.
But someone said they can't see it.
I turned it off now. So,
okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's on there because I mean, you can see it on yours.
Yep. Kevin said no. So a lot of people said that they can't see. We can see you guys. Huh.
I mean, you can see it on mine, right?
I can see it on, yep, I can see it. Just not the screen. Still no. Hold on a second. Okay, so let me remove this. Okay. Jenna, I think if I kicked you out, then that's...
No, you didn't. You just unshared me with my screen, but then...
Can you guys see it now? Bummer, huh? Jenna, here's what we're gonna do. You might have to get back out, Jenna, and then see if you can come back in. But someone asked about the dialer. Has the dialer been integrated into the software yet?
Yeah, I think so. I'll double check it on my end.
So Jenna, if you can pop out, so
all right, I'll pop out and come back in.
Yep, hop out and hop back in. Okay. Well, guys, I apologize. Sorry for that, but we'll make sure that we'll get it work. But let me try to answer some question really quick here, okay? I apologize. It said free trial. So there is no free trial because Jenna and I, we hop on here like, twice a month. We'll show you exactly what the software is about. All right. If you like it, use it, but there's no free trial. Unfortunately, guys, there's no free trial. I mean, like I said, once you sign up for the software, I'll pay for all your skip tracing. So even if you were to go and skip trace using other software, the market price is between 10 to like 20 cents per skip. So if we go with the 10 cents per skip, if you were to skip 2,000 address, and if you tell me, Khang, well, I don't skip more than 2,000 address, then I'm telling you, dude, you ain't gonna close any deals. All right? Like, it's volume. You're gonna need it. So to skip trace 2,000 at 10 cents a pop, it's gonna cost you close to $200. So by having the software, just the skip tracing alone, and I pay for the skip tracing, it already paid for itself. So to me, that's why there's no reason for the free trial. You're either in it or you're not. So Jenna, let's try it again.
All right, let's see.
If I cancel and come back in, is skip tracing still available? Yes. So if you have the software and you be like, oh man, this month is getting tight and you want to cancel it, you want to jump on next month? Yes. As long as you have the software, I'll pay for your skip tracing. So you never have to worry spending a dime on it again, okay? So, all right, guys, tell me. You're in a different one now, Jenna.
Well, no, I'm showing you the dialers.
Okay. So can
Yeah.
you guys see now?
Yeah. So you can see so if you want to hook up the dialer, 5 minutes to set it up, you can do that. You'll just go into your name, go into settings, go into
Hold on a second, Jenna. Sorry. For some reason, Mark said no. Fernando also said no. They said they can't see it. So maybe you guys have to rewatch this because I can see it. So maybe there's something wrong with the live and I'm not a tech savvy guy. So Jenna, let's go ahead and walk through and they might have to rewatch this.
Okay.
Okay. So now like, Jenna's going to show you the dialer.
Yeah. So let me share my screen, even though you guys can't see it. We'll do charades. You act it out, okay?
Okay, I will.
You act it out, and I'll say it.
Okay.
No, so you guys will just go into where your name is at the top right of your screen, and then you'll be able to see that there's settings. And when you click on settings, then you'll just go in here under settings and go into integrations. And when you do that, you're going to see that there's the smartphone integration. So you can just, and it's fed through your contact list. So once you take all your leads and you save them into your contacts, then it's just going to dial out from there. So you'll be able to just input all of those leads and all the phone numbers and then be able to contact them that way.
All right. Everybody got that? Once again, you guys would have to rewatch this if you don't see it. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, Jenna, unless there's any other question for Jenna and I, if not, then I will have to let Jenna go. Okay. Has anyone ever asked for proof of funds of your company? So typically, you know, when we deal directly with seller never ask about proof of funds. They never ask about the earnest money deposit. Typically, if there's an agent involved, then they would ask for proof of funds and earnest money deposit. And they typically want about 1% of the whatever, you know, offer price or agree price. And that's why I don't like to work with an hey, Jenna, do you get some time to show them if they don't want to, if they were just to want to find and submit like offer to like deals that's on the MLS? Could you show them that really quick?
So how to find MLS deals?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, I can do that. So when you rewatch this, go into the property lead section, put in your area that you want to invest. So if you say Jacksonville, wherever you want to go, and then you just go into active listings, which is one of your lead types that you guys will all have. And then it will give you all the actively listed properties in your market. So you can click on them this way. But the nice thing is that you have the ability to then leverage the filters. So you can say, show me which ones are vacant, you know, show me which ones are upside down, show me which ones are behind on taxes, you know, show me which ones the owner doesn't live in it. So you have the ability to add all these special filters and kind of scrub it down in a way that you can't on any other site.
Got it, guys. And also too is that when you do look for MLS, typically I like it to be at least 30 to 60 days old. And if there's a price drop, and if it say anything like, you know, TLC, investor wanted, or anything like that, right? Those are the ones you want to target because those are the ones that are probably in distress that you can make a low ball cash offer on. And once again, it's going to be a numbers game. So you have to submit a lot of offer, and this require no skip tracing, right? There, if you go on to the active listing, there's the listing agent's contact info, and all you do is you just sit there and you just submit emails. So let's just say that you found a property and you look at it, the house looks completely outdated. It's been on the market for 60 days or more, and there has been a price drop. To me, that's a warm lead. So what I do is I will shoot an offer to the agent. I would go 30 to 40% off of their asking price. So if they want 100,000, go 30 to 40% and just shoot them. Hey, here's an offer for $60,000 cash, 30 days closing, and boom. Right. And once again, it's going to be a numbers game. If you do enough of them, all you need is one yes a month, and that's it. All right, Jenna, I don't think we have any questions for you. I want to say thank you so much, and I'm going to let you go.
All righty. I'll see ya.
Thanks a lot, Jenna. Hey, are you going to be at the family?
Yep. Are you?
All right. I'll buy you a drink.
All right. I'll see you
bye,
there.
Jenna. Every single time. All right. So, okay, I'm going to answer some question and we're going to wrap this up. Okay. How do I get another house if I just bought one? They also say I have to live in the house for a year before I can rent out the place. That is correct. So, Michael, what you're doing is you're probably planning to do what's called house hacking. You live in there for a year, all right, and then now you can rent it out, and then you can go buy the next house and use an FHA loan, right? So basically, what you're doing, dude, is it's what's called house hacking. But honestly, Michael, my question to you is, Michael, I'm talking straight. I'm talking to you right now, okay? My question to you is, are you happy at your job, or do you have your own business? Answer me. If you're happy at the job and you're happy with your income, okay, and you just want to buy more property for long term, like you're okay with, the 10 to 20 year game plan, then go ahead and do that. But if you're like, oh, I'm not happy with where I work and I'm not happy with my income, then Michael, you should not think about buying another house. You shouldn't think about house hacking, man. And let me tell you why, dude. It's because when you take your money, let's just say you got $30,000 saved up, and you take the $30K and you go and put a down payment on another house, that house pays you what, man? Now you got another mortgage on that house. But now you're out of pocket of $30,000. And you can't, now you don't have 30 G's to invest in to kickstart your business or another investment opportunity. So if I were you, I wouldn't. But if you're happy with what you're at, dude, then yes, do that if that's what you want. But if you're like, Khang, I want to get rich this year. I got 30,000. I want to know how to turn that 30K into 30,000 into 300K. Then I will tell you, dude, is focus on building your business, your wholesaling business. Okay? Take that 30 G's, not all of it, but take that, dude, put $150 into the software. Okay? Because I don't care what plan you sign up. Let me share my screen really quick here. Maybe you can see my screen. So hold on a second. Okay, let me log into the software. Let me go here. King Data. So if you don't know, the software is called kingdata.ai. Let me share my screen really quick. Okay. And it doesn't matter which plan you get. It doesn't matter if you go with the basic plan or the pro plan. See? I hope you guys can see my screen, okay? And it doesn't matter if you go with basic or the pro plan, I will pay for your skip tracing. And if I were you, Michael, I'll just take, here's what I'm going to do, dude. Honestly, dude, I'm just going to start with $150. I'm just going to start with the basic plan, okay? Choose monthly. I'm just going to go with the basic plan, dude. I'm going to try it out, see how I like it. You see here, you get up to 25,000 leads a month for free. So just to skip trace 25,000 leads, it would have cost you $2,500. But like I said, as long as you have the software, I will take care of your skip tracing so you never have to worry about it again. You have the AI zip code, okay? One zip code, one AI, and you can change it once a month. Okay, so I would just go with the basic plan. Try it out, see how you like it. And you can always upgrade, and you can always downgrade, and you can always cancel. Okay? But, so the thing is, Michael, the best investment that you can ever make, bro, is into yourself and building a business. So Michael said, I'm in the military. Hey, thank you for your service, man. Thank you so much, dude. I'm in the military right now. JO is okay. I also get a VA loan. Okay. Well, the question, Michael, let me send you a link, man. Because instead of chatting back and forth like this, dude, it takes forever. Let me show you how it is, dude. Okay? Let me give you my opinion on what's the next move you need to make to put yourself in the best position. So, Michael, if you want to click on that link, dude, join me live. And let me give you a quick Q&A. Let me give you a little quick consultant, man. Just to share with you kind of like what I would do if I'm in your position. Because I know you're in the military. The question is, do you want to build a business, dude? Do you want to build a business or you don't? If you don't want to build a business, then it's fine. Okay? Michael. I guess Michael's not coming on. Yeah, dude. So Michael, I mean, listen, dude, you need to know what you want. Okay? Do you want to build a business? Do you want to get into wholesaling? If the answer is yes, Khang, I want to wholesale, then forget about buying another house. But if you're like, yeah, Khang, you know what? I'm not interested in wholesaling. I just rather buy another investment property and I want to play the 10 to 20 year game plan. Okay, cool. Then that's the move you're going to make. But you need to understand, if that's the move you're going to make, you're going to be stuck where you are at least for at least for another 3 to 5 years. Because you're going to take all the cash and you're going to dump into that property. Here's something people don't understand. It's about house hacking. They're like, well, Khang, if I buy this one house, I live in it, I move out, I rent it out, I buy another house, I live in that, the renter pay for that. But you don't understand, guys, is there's maintenance costs. There's maintenance costs. And what happened if that goes vacant? Now you're stuck with 2 mortgage. And if you're already struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, or if you don't have enough reserve, dude, now you're making double payment, double utility bills. You better watch out. Now you're stretching yourself too thin. Make sense? So for me, I'd rather be in a better financial situation and then go buy real estate. You know, I want to get to the point where I don't care if that house goes vacant. Make sense? I mean, obviously the goal is to rent it out so it cash flow. Even if you break even, you win, right? Because you're playing the long-term game. But you need to get to the point where you be like, even if that house sits vacant, I don't care. Like I have property, dude. Like, I don't care if it's rented or not rented. I honestly don't care. So I got 14 rentals, Michael. I've done the fix and flip, and I told you, it's the worst business to get in. The worst. If you want to stress and if you're in your 30s and you want to look like your 50s, get into fix and flip houses. Dude, it will age you 10 years, bro. Bam, the first year you're in the game. All right? And I own 14 rentals, so I've done the fix and flip. I've been a landlord, and I wholesale. And that's why I tell you wholesaling is the best model. So listen, this is how Law and I do it, man. I keep my life, Michael, and all of you that's watching, very simple. I wholesale, I take the income from my wholesaling, and then I go buy rental property. And then obviously I put a little bit into crypto, but I'm not going to talk about that. I keep it very simple. Okay? So my life is very, very boring. Law and I gets to travel. I just want to sleep with a peace of mind. I don't want to wake up with $100,000 in overhead, and I don't want to deal with 50 plus employee. So I keep a very small team. I'd rather build a lean, mean machine than having a massive business. I don't want a big business. So for those of you who follow me, this is something I want you to understand is focus on building the business around the lifestyle that you want to live. Law and I just want to be free. I want to be able to, like, if you call me, Michael, and you be like, hey, Khang, let's go to Cancun, Mexico for a month. I'll be like, let's go. Book the flight now and let's rock and roll, baby. Right? I just want to have that freedom just to move wherever I want, man. Stay as long as I want. Right? So that's why my whole entire business is all virtual. All of my VAs are from the Philippines. If we got 2, that's US, but they all work from home. Okay? And I don't like have a big business, man. See, for me, if you can get to the point where you make $100,000 a month and you just have a nice small business, dude, life is already amazing. Okay? But for some of you, you might want to have that. You might want the stress. You might want to have a big business. You know, I paid $30,000 to go to a mastermind, and some of these guys and gal in there, they wake up with a $500,000 overhead. They have 50 plus employee, 100 plus employee. And dude, I'm telling you, man, they are 30, but they don't look their 30s. I don't know about you, dude, but they're in their 30s, but they look like they're 47. All right. Imagine if they hit 47. They probably look like they're 65. Always stressing out, overweight, don't have time to take care of themselves, man. I don't know about you, dude, but that's not the life that I want. So my Lon and I, dude, I just want a simple life. Just get to do whatever the F that I want. So, you know, I have people who invited me to go speak at at event, which I know it will make me more money because it will grow my brand, right? And it'll give me more credibility. But you know what? I say no. And I post this on my social media. I don't have the FU money yet, but I have the FU attitude. And here's what I mean. It's because I'm at the point, dude, like, I don't want to do things that I don't want to do just because to make some extra money. Like, because Lon and I work so hard and we have sacrificed so much to get to where we are. Like, I don't need to, you know, go to this place to speak when I don't want to. Make sense? Dude, I'm 41. I just turned 41 this year. Okay? So, I mean, someone asked me, so Khang, how do you stay young? Dude, less stress as possible. Be grateful, be happy, smile more. And the only way to do that, dude, is keep your life simple. Okay? And I tell you, dude, I pay money to go to these mastermind, dude, and I do not want to be, dude, 9 out of 10 of them, I do not want to be like. Like, they make way more money, but I don't want to be like them. It's because, dude, I don't want to work 12, 13 hours a day. I don't want to wake up and just put out fire every single day. Like, that's just not me, right? I mean, that could be you. Like Gary Vee, he loves it. 17 plus hours a day. He said he wakes up and there's drama every single day. Of course, because he got thousands of employees. I'm not interested. Period, dude. I'm not interested in at all. I wake up, dude, and I typically would take, so here's my morning routine. I don't have an alarm clock. Dude, I just wake up whenever my body feels like it. Sometimes 5 a.m., sometimes 6, sometimes 7, sometimes 8. It doesn't matter. I go to bed whenever I want. And typically, once I wake up, dude, I check my bank account, check my phone, check my email, boom, 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 take a shower, then I go for a drive. Right? I grab my water, I go for a drive. Typically, it's a 30 to an hour drive in Baby Rari. I just take the car and I just cruise. I turn on the music, dude, and boom, let's rock and roll, baby. After that hours, then I go here, then I meet with my VA. Go over all the deals that we talked about a little bit for an hour. Bam, after that, I'll pick up Lon. We'll hit the gym. I'll go to the gym for like an hour and a half. After that, Lon want to go shopping. Let's go shopping. Maybe in between, I'll create 1 or 2 pieces of content, right? And then boom. Like, that's kind of like my whole day. And then, you know, wherever Lon want to go. So I'm like her Uber. I take her and we go, Lon go visit her mom. Like my life, dude, is right now just chill and very laid back. Just very chill and laid back. Okay? Anyways, I appreciate each and every single one of you that are here. And once again, I just want to remind you, you know, don't let social media fool you. Focus on building the business around the lifestyle that you want to live. If you have, dude, make $100,000 a month. But if you have to work 15, 16 hours a day and you're overweight and you don't have time for your families, your kids, your loved ones, yada, 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 what's the point? What's the point? Like, if all you do is work and make a boatload of money, but you don't have the time to spend and enjoy it, what's the point? What is the point of making all the money if you can't even enjoy the labor, the fruits of your labor? Because you got no time. You're always putting out fires. Okay? I don't like that. It's not for me. I appreciate each and every single one of you that are here. Once again, for those of you, I got to say this because I get this question all the time. If you want to get hands-on coaching or mentorship, you want to work with me and my team, okay, then all you need to do is, where is it? Go to coachwithkhang.com. I appreciate all of you that's here. I wish you nothing but the best. And until next time, take care and let's go get this money. I'm out.